What is good, family? We've been covering the different builds that are revealed, and today's a special day. We got you a Stephon Curry build that's going to be chefing it up. I'm liking what I'm seeing. One thing we've studied is that the builder is similar to last year in a lot of ways, and you're going to be capable of enhancing it even more with the Max Plus One and Max Plus Twos that you're seeing on screen. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment if you rock with me and want more. And let's dive into it. So, first thing I want to say is these things are subject to change because Mike Wayne just recently said he's going to loosen up the height restrictions for layups and dribbles. So that we didn't get the confirmation on exactly the changes. So even though, you make a build like this or any of the builds that we're testing out or seeing, this is all going to change because the animations that you can unlock depending on the threshold and the height is very important. So take that with a grain of salt. On top of that, each of these builds will have different dynamics. You got the specialization that you're watching right now where you get extra cap breakers and max plus ones permanently. And then you also have the season, max plus ones, max plus twos, and the cap breakers to buff your build up even further. So it's going to be a lot of extra elements on top of it. So it should be a fun ride to kind of go through that process and see what they got going on, right? So yeah, it should be fun. All right, with all that being said, let's do it. So this is the build that they revealed for a 99 Curry. Of course, this is the developer version. It's not that I don't like developers' builds. They know better than we do when it comes to the systems. And they're trying to do a balanced Curry build. They're not focusing on playing online and trying to maximize the potential. So this is what they made. Good layups, amazing threes, great dribbles, but it's not at the thresholds that we want, right? So I might have a Stephon Curry style of build, but I want a 95 or 96 to have unpluckable on legend, and then also have Steve Francis for the signature size up, possibly, right? I'm not going to just mimic Curry. I want to have the best dribbles or the best whatever, different packages that I want. So animations are very important. So this is kind of where the build suffers because they're not taking that into account. He has an 86 speed with ball. That means he's not going to be capable of having launcher on legend. And you want that at least. So personally, I put that up. There's a couple other tweaks in here that we can do depending on what you want to do, how you want to play, what your goal is. Okay, so let's just go right into the build. I'm going to show y'all exactly what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, and what I'm seeing. So this is the build, more or less what they made. The only thing I did was tweak a couple of things. We're going to get 5 cap breakers, so I'm not going to put that on right away. I'm just going to use my cap breakers to get that up. And then I have this at a 94, which I can easily just put at 95 and then get that to Hall of Fame. I'm sorry, Steve Francis, and then I use 1 cap breaker to get it high. I made sure that we had the lightning launcher as well. I can use my max plus 1 to buff it up and things like that. Definitely, it's going to be a crazy year with those max plus 2s. And you can use this offensively as well and maybe lower some attributes that you're like, hey, you know what? I don't really need the animations for shooting. I could just use my max plus 2s to buff all these to legend, which is definitely doable. You won't even have to waste cap breakers or anything. Okay, that's just some food for thought. Now, if I could, I would get this all the way up to a 45, which I can't. So that, and then maybe you want to put a little baby dunk on this guy. Hey, 55 is more than enough for you to have something. You go even higher for Curry dunking. Think about it. This would be outrageous. Look at how high he gets. I'm able to do some really good dunks with that. Right there, all of a sudden, he becomes a threat in the paint. Dunking, really good finishing. He has a high floater here, so if you give him space, he'll be able to hit that. And then he got the crazy threes. It's going to be at a 99. Then he has the Steve Francis with a 1 cap breaker. And then you can use max plus 1s if you want. Want to put max plus 1 on this, max plus 2 maybe on these. Go really hard. And then defensively, you're just there to contest shots. All you need is challenger, to be honest. But, get a little bit of on ball, a little something, and that'll be more or less a Curry build. Of course, you still get a lot more cap breakers this year, get a lot more attributes, and this would be kind of the idea. Let's just keep it there. Now, remember, Max plus twos goes hard, so I can put it on Interceptor. Maybe you think, oh, he's a bad defender, but I'm going to be able to get a lot of steals because I'll have this on gold. Gold is all you needed last year for 2K25, and if they keep the same balance this year, you're going to be able to get that. So this is where these, point guard builds who are probably hurting on defense, you make them offensive monsters, and then you make them capable of, for example, getting Interceptor. Personally, I think that'll be a wave for me. That's what I've been thinking about for my guards. You can put it on glove, but I feel like I can get steals without. On ball, I can get some decent steals sometimes. But Interceptor, you need those animations to be clean, and on gold, you can get them very well. That's my personal recommendation. Now, vice versa, if you're like, hey, I got a good team, I'm just going to play zone, I'm going to be in the corner. Well, then guess what? You can start going hard on all of this right here. And you basically have legend playmaking, legend shooting, and even go hard with some finishing, right? I can try to get this to 89. Maybe I'll just change my physicals to make him have an 89 to have even stronger dribbles, okay? It's possible, okay? As you can see, I'm still not fully at the threshold just yet. Gave me a couple extra points. There you go. And then from here, the build is golden, and it's literally gold right now, but it was going to end up legend time I'm done. The build is a pretty fire build. This is a build you can make and have a lot of fun playing the game. You're not going to be a good defensive lockdown type of guard, but you're serviceable. You're playing fives. If you're playing threes and twos and ones, this could be good too, because you're going to be a threat offensively, but defensively, it's a liability. And I prefer to tweak all this. Of course, we'll make like a guide for the real builds that more or less that I'm thinking about. Do not take recommendations from me or anybody right now. The game is still not out. We got literally, 3 weeks before it officially launches. So any of these builds are pretty much speculation using what they already shown, which it is a lot of good stuff. Don't get it twisted. The stuff that they've been showcasing is amazing. I have deep dives on some of the new information, and the ways that you're going to be able to manipulate these is what I want to teach. So as you watch these builds, you can start getting an idea. Oh, I see where he's going with that. You can play with these things this year. If I can have a max +2 on something that I'm weak at, I'm going to do it. The biggest tip is having a bronze or higher for your weakest point that you want to upgrade to max +2, because that means you're going to be able to go harder on your build with the extra max +2. So just keep that in mind when you're making your builds. Like, hey, let me at least get it to bronze. That way you can go up 2 levels. I think that's a W. For me, at the moment, for my first guard build, might do that for interceptions. Make a full offensive build that's just going to torch everybody and just a menace out there. Or vice versa. I'll go full defense, heavy duty playmaking, hardly no shooting, and then use my max +1s and +2s to go crazy with my shooting and change the game that way. It is possible, and you're going to have a lot of fun kind of figuring that out as you go along. So, we'll see. It's going to be an interesting year. Hope you guys are enjoying these deep dives into the actual builder and what is possible. Make sure you check out my other deep dives, breaking more things down. It should be popping up on the channel now. We're covering 2K26, babe, all year. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment if you want more. See y'all on the next one. God bless.